before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years. But a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe.
Do you have to wake up early tomorrow?
None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
That's just the opening. I normally skip it, but I started the stream a tad early. I said 10, but then I said I'd wait at 11. It was like 53, so I figured I'd let the opening go. Class at 8? Ah, you're gonna be tired anyways, since you had to wake up early today. It's fine. This is so weird, there's like Witcher on 3 different screens. Because I have the computer screen that I play on, and I have the OBS open, and then I have TV open, and everything displaying Witcher. Ugh. Guess this is a streamer's life. I was trying to search for something downstairs in my workshop earlier. I stumbled upon 3D print of the Witcher medallion and I was like, Yep. This is on team. Alright, Shirtlesss Geralt in shirtless right now. Completely forgot about that.
Patrolling on an empty stomach. Oh, dreadful.
Your boots could use some polish, Vagrant.
Oh, did I put the mask on? Yep. I did, okay. Doop, 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 doop. Of course it checks out. You don't remove your swords. It's your job.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Late? Yeah, sure, like we had actually agreed on the time. Their clothes are so extra.
Well, well.
Everything's embroidered with
I did
gold.
not expect you to have such a sense of style. My,
they're matching.
Geralt. Not bad at all. And you've even a mask. Just not the kind required. They're a little different,
Well, I tried.
the ones Mandragora members wear. I've brought you one. Put it on.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely
Well,
because
yeah,
they
she is a
imagine
queen,
it oh
but
so
her
very
queen
romantic
outfit
and
is actually a lot
mysterious.
more
The truth is far
elegant
simpler.
than this.
This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Yeah, I figured as much.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come.
But yeah,
it's our
trying to
turn.
find Georges is gonna be easier.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belont.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you
So-
could help us find her.
You happy with everything you've got done
I
today?
don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
I like that NPC. He's got
Well.
class.
Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress.
Yep,
There,
artists are
in the
broke.
back.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri orchid.
if you're
Let's
lucky,
look for it. If we
Find someone who's
Cecilia,
interested
we'll find the
in your
sentry.
work, and then you stop being broke. If you're lucky. You hadn't told me of that.
Do you fear taking a bath?
Oh, that's rude.
Please do not disturb.
Such a brat.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. Paintballs, cast mannequins.
Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative side. Quite the lonely coast. Splendid. The sky over Toussaint is
A deeply internalized fear.
I can paint.
It's the solitude.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Blue blood is all I see. Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different color. That green.
Benedict, I don't have any enough
Field of
paint to do that.
to vines and to wine.
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Composition takes shape.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
Of course, it's gonna be a masterpiece. Someone throwing paintballs.
Gauze, scarlet, crimson, oxblood, ice lips, full sensory ardent lips. Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to point my appraisal. The painting depicts spiritual dualism, the continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
It must be someone famous out there. Such talent. Exceptional, truly. Would
There we
ever
go.
have to meet him. It's a shame.
Need I remind you that's neither to you. This painting, it's marvelous. It's very nice. Bloody colorful! That's what. Ignoramus.
It was fun though. Ooh, I can have a drink.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
Geralt drunk is always kind of fun. He always does stupid things.
Let's go. Your words, as you've made no effort to understand. It's a metaphor of the constant struggle for power and influence. What else will they think of? If they can't agree, they want to eat the knife. I knew it was no struggle.
Can I do something? There's probably something you can do, but I don't know what.
Exceptional.
Now if I could throw a dude on the wall. Come on.
Never mind. It's neither do take care, Witcher. Blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all about intentions. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all about two things: coin and copulation.
Fragment of the script of a stage play. The Beast of the Witcher. Sounds so divine. Oh god. That sounds like it's gonna be funny. Night thick as mud envelops a dense wood. A full moon hangs in the sky above the trees. Note, scenography must include a representation of the full moon. Wolves howl plaintively in the distance. A witcher walks through the woods in careful measured stride. He wields a silver blade in his hands. Witcher! Gods, damn all! The moon is at its fullest! Long have I awaited this night. Witcher, 3 weeks have I spent in that full pit, out to catch a lone werewolf. At the least the miller's daughter helped me while I wait the time. In fact, I leave only with a certain sense of regret. Perchance I should take her with me? We heard the snap of breaking behind the Witcher. He turns around swiftly, his guard raised. He spies the werewolf. I've got you now, beast. Arr! The werewolf removes its mask. The Witcher can see it's the miller's daughter. He is astonished, does not know what to do. Well, what now? Will you kill me? Or perhaps you'll take me with you? There's a point here, but I suspect it's probably upstairs.
Burst from a surfeit of beauty.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Ooh, pretty. This game is a storybook.
But what if it hasn't come?
He'll definitely come. Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ooh.
Ah, how beautiful. The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
I like those details in the game. Makes them feel believable.
There are a great many. We wish to be alone. We are busy.
We are busy.
It's an outrage. Cecilia never should. I'm sure it's an origin.
My employers?
There's still mimes here. Sometimes it triggers an action. Haha. I've seen everything.
We must throw off the manacles of authority. Venture beyond the bounds of cult. We must throw off the manacles of authority.
This game is poking fun at me.
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence. It is irrelevant to the work's ultimate meaning.
Someone's done a bit too much research on art history. Oh, and there's even sculptor here.
It must be something.
Hey, Amelia!
Perception.
It's been forever. You don't even want to see colors ever anymore. Yeah, I've been streaming for like 2 hours at a time lately. I've had sore throat for a while now. So speaking for long amounts of time is not the best. Where am I supposed to go up? There's a path here. There's a path there.
It's an outrage. Cecilia never should have performed tonight. Sure you understand? Are you sure it's an
There's something I'm not seeing. Oh yeah, there is something I'm not seeing. Alright, back down. How have you been?
Employer swears it. Besides,
Leave us be. Please leave.
This is a private alcove. Cecilia, we wish to be alone. Please, leave. We are busy.
Don't rush about so.
Was he with various games? Alright, so there was three here. I already had a look at all three of them. Yeah, I can understand that. It happens.
Pretentious.
Last Ark is free? I might try that one. I'm still waiting after my time at Sandrock.
Do not disturb.
It should
Shoo,
come
shoo.
out soonish, but we don't have
It's the
final
right
date
flower.
yet.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
You've been playing a lot of
I
different
know the
games.
style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learnt I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Yeah, I think they're having some legislation problems, if I read correctly on their Discord. So they're just waiting on that.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Sentry
the
and
next
Noble you came
game
here
on my
with.
list.
Wanted to ask you about him.
Or
Sentry
talking
Noble.
about what can we play.
You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here.
Yeah, so we're
Tall,
talking about
dark,
what I'd play
masked.
once I'm done with
Know
Witcher
where he
3
might be
because I'm
now?
almost done with the
He gave
expansion.
Cecilia a small gift.
So
a
I'm probably
heart-shaped
either
box.
gonna go
Then they
to
strolled off
Horizon
together
Zero Dawn
towards the refreshment
or like
tables.
play random
Excuse me, madame.
PlayStation Now
Monsieur,
games
I cannot work like this.
until
You must leave
by the time my
now.
Sandbox come out. Horizon Zero Downs comes out soon. I should, but I don't have a PlayStation 5. Is it coming out on PlayStation 4? Because I'm probably not gonna buy a PlayStation 5 for another year or so. comes out on PC.
My regards.
You must throw off the manacles.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look.
Heart of Stone. Yeah, I've already played the Heart of Stone. I've played it before this one. You're not trusting the PlayStation 4 with mother gaming anymore? Yeah, it's kind of a problem. Lara, oh my dearest love, alone with sunshine on the firmament of my life, I shall speak from my heart. For weeks I have been shooting stolen glances in your direction, hiding the hope I dare nurture deep within my bosom, that perhaps you feel for me, even one iota of the affection I feel for you. I have waited long, gathering the courage to confess my feelings for you. I would certainly be waiting still had not you appeared at tonight's folly in the company of that womanizing, carousing, drivel-scribbing, pretentious pig named Alphonse de reside. When I saw that emaciated turd fawning over you, I immediately knew I had to act. I turned to the best weapon in my arsenal, the quill and the well-turned phrase, and began writing you this letter. Forgive me, it is written on a napkin, for I had nothing more appropriate at the time. Oh, most marvelous of all women, don't believe a word he whispers in your ear. He is as slippery as a viper and twice as venomous. Reject his advances and let me walk hand in hand with you. Feed your grapes and with your radiant happiness to the heavens themselves. Yours forever, Ade. I'm not sure I'm gonna want to wait a full year to play the second one. I would like to play Horizon Zero Dawn on PC too, because it's gonna look so much better on PlayStation 4. But I don't know if I have the patience.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flickering across the firmament of my life.
I haven't had even one broken PlayStation game
Color
so
is
far.
deliberations on the nature
But
of existence.
yeah, I get what you mean.
It is irrelevant to the work's ultimate meaning.
Bit of Fistech. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
Well, I'm very careful of the games I buy. And I tend to have a look at, like, people streaming and critiques before buying anything. So I don't stumble onto broken games.
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence. It is irrelevant to the work's ultimate meaning.
Of course! I've been playing a lot of Misplay
Empty
lately,
heart-shaped box.
and like,
Cecilia
one
must have left it
publicity out of
behind.
two
It looks like
is
it
like
held a flask
for
of perfume,
Misplay
a gift
itself,
from the Sintry,
or
I
for a
imagine.
game I
Scent
already
still hangs in
played
the
from
air.
Misplay.
Let's follow it. Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
I like those little details.
Venture beyond the bounds of
Free of ads. Alright,
ultimate meaning.
let's follow the scent.
Paints like the great wine.
The Great One. But he's a dancer.
That's to say, the other one. His brother.
How's your romantic life right now? Is anything of note lately?
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat higher to me.
It's fine. Relax. Master Buvo is a
Is everything okay in your romantic life lately? I'm not asking Mike, I already know Mike's life.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Well, if at least it's good on your end.
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
Me, it's been
She's
going.
in her dressing room, where she went with a noble.
Yeah, okay. I mean, my
They
romantic life
clearly
is going great.
were drawn to each other.
What did the man look
But
like?
my mental health
Tall,
hasn't been
broad-shouldered,
quite there.
Blackbeard peeping out from under his mask, and he
For a
spoke
while now.
with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him.
It's been better this
We must
week.
get to the dressing room.
I hope
quick.
it stays that
Yes,
way.
Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop
But like,
them.
I burned through
Understood.
way too many spoons today. And that was
Quickly,
stupid.
upstairs.
Like, I planned on streaming at 10. And I planned on the few more things. And I realized it was just too much, and I had to stop everything at some point. Like, oops. You've been a ghost. Mike too. Most of the start crew are buried there right now. I think we're mostly speaking in private lately. So we can speak to people we connect more with
That must be Cecilia.
without having to deal with everyone.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The
You've been a
brute.
ghost on the server, not in my life.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soiree to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Well, there's... I don't know. I'm not against
Bloody handprint.
the people who are there,
It's his.
but clearly
Tore down the door.
some of them
Made a platform. Clever.
are more to my taste
Must
than
be pretty
others,
strong,
which was
too.
already the case.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Footprints made by soiled boots.
But it's okay. I mean, I didn't make that community just for myself. I made it so it would be
Must have climbed this
self-sufficient.
ladder.
I'm still trying to keep an eye on things, so it doesn't like become terrible
Could
mess.
still be here. Need to stay alert.
But I'm not that alert. I spend days not being on there unless someone tags me.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed
spent
into
days
it
not even
hard and
opening
sank to the
Discord.
floor.
But I've been spending a bit more time back on the computer, back online. So the last few days I've been on there. But the last month, barely. I had other
Bloodstains.
things to do. Let's say it that way.
Links at a snap chain. Jewel must have been on it. Links at a snap chain. Jewel must have been on it. Links at a
Ah,
snap
come on.
chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace. Seems there was a struggle.
Mike, I'm only asking
Jewelry
you,
box.
how you doing?
Box busted. Picked open, probably.
Suspect is multitasking. He was working on homework earlier.
Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Canvas is cut.
He's
Somebody
been
took a
going
knife
back
to
to
the
school.
painting, looks like.
And things seem to be going okay, but a bit of a mess.
Hunting knife. Richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Locked. No key in sight. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
He's mostly angry because that means he can't be showing up at my house for a week at a time because he has to be at
Sconce
school.
is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it.
While if he had been remote, he could have been spending more time in my house.
Blood
Like you've
on the
been
window
doing
frame.
for a month.
Someone climb out, fall out. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them
The
flying
reason
out the
I ain't
window.
the teacher is
Fallout
because
just killed
I'm
them.
not good in French.
Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been
Amazing.
the flyer.
details about me not being a teacher because I suck at French?
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up
When
here,
I went to
but I've
university,
only
I
found
wanted to be
evidence
in
of a fight.
translation,
Seems the sentry
and that failed because my French wasn't good enough. So they told me,
Shame it
well,
happened too late for
go
Cecilia.
into
Poor
teaching
girl.
English as a second language
Always told her
instead.
she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer.
Sure. Guess what?
I'll alert
Your
the
French
staff.
needs to be as
Have them
good
see to her body at once.
as if you were a French
Meanwhile,
teacher,
we should
even
sit.
though you're an
I will
English
tell you
teacher.
everything in full detail.
And anyways, when I went and did the was an intern. Is that what? Well,
I caught him red-handed.
I went to school,
attempting
gave a few
to burgle,
classes,
rifling
figured
through
out,
my possessions.
I kind of
What did you
ate
do?
kid,
Summon the guards?
so that's
There
not
was
gonna
no
happen.
time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance.
So I decided to
He stood
go.
with his back to me.
Figured
so
maybe
I
I'm gonna
attacked.
try, but
He
teaching
struck
arts
his head on a picture
instead.
frame as we
So I
struggled.
switched to
He
teaching
was
arts.
bleeding, dazed, and then he
Guess
drew
what?
a knife. Everything
Your French
happened
needs
very
to be
quickly
just
then.
as good
I knocked the
as
weapon
if you
out
were
of his
teaching
hand and
French.
pushed him hard. He
Fell out of the window.
just so.
I don't like teaching enough to force myself to go through those classes in order to be able to have French that I'm not even gonna use if I'm an English teacher or an art teacher. And if I want to be a teacher instead of being in high school, I have to do even higher studies than university. Otherwise I'm not qualified. Yay! Canadian systems. Amazing. And yes, I did say that. I also said something much creepier than that, but we're gonna keep that offline.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
I said it's a good thing I'm okay mentally because I might do something closer to a yandere.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes, he stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint.
Yep, it's that creepy
Oriana,
anime
how
girl.
did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
No! That has nothing to do with it. That's just me being possessive. No, I remember at some point I told you something like, it's a good thing because, I mean, if you can't walk, you can't really go away. And you went like, the heck?
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer.
Exactly.
Is this the only evidence we
I
found?
don't have the same
Also happened on
reference,
the weapon he attacked Oriana with.
but
Hunting
in
knife.
Murdoch
Used to skin
Mystery,
game. Got an
there's
emblem
one
on
episode
itself.
where that happens.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine.
Something
The
in
present
similar
master of the
theme.
castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
It's fine, I'm not a yandere. I swear. It's way too much work.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel.
Oh, I can do
His
very
employer
evil
could run.
things.
We need to proceed
I
cautiously.
just don't do them to people I
Discretion is in
care
the
about.
interest of us all. I'll not ask what this
I
is
do them
about,
to people
just as I
who did
expect not to be
things
troubled about
against
it
the
again
people I cared
by
about.
anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
But yeah, I don't really remember doing something that mean. I never really put myself in a situation where I have... Or I need to do something like that. It doesn't happen.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might
But
call
he's
for an
playing
attempt on
Chaotic
your
Evil,
life.
right?
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times.
You're not supposed to side with the mushrooms!
She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams.
The mushrooms won't side
We
with
were
you!
children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream
I know
she
you want a
had
mushroom girl, but
had,
still.
that he would die at the hands of his own brother.
That's not how you get
Cedric
one.
stole his father's sword and
Can you
killed
try
his
charming a
brother.
mushroom?
She destroyed 2 lives with a prank.
That would be funny.
Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Where's a bard when you need one?
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
You have giant sight, and it looks like that, and you use dark powers. Yeah, being with the lich will work. Kinda. Xenos? I keep forgetting what that's from. Yes. Of course I heard that. I forgot about it, but I probably heard that.
Can't guarantee her safety, unfortunately. Especially if she's one of those responsible for these crimes.
Witcher, that was not a request.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid.
I guess it would've.
Why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too.
I don't trust that
you
girl.
are friends.
She has to be a vampire.
Seems surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract.
That was a
It involves the
backhanded
Beast of
compliment.
Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a Witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
That laugh
If possible,
really has
yeah.
a classic
Or
vampire
at least
vibe.
try.
Enough about the Witcher trait for now. Regis mentioned you come
But every
from
time I
Nazaire.
see him, I think
spent
about
time there as a
Papaya
child.
because he's got a mud
Fond memories?
It was
brooch.
wonderful. I was
His nipple.
positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Yeah, I don't trust the lady. She's suspicious. Who goes to get the wine
An exceptional
herself instead of
conversation, don't you
sending
think? Vampires, a witcher,
an
and the Duchess
attendant?
of Toussaint. My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago,
Paladins.
before I met you. And
We all know what
before
I
she
think about
settled in
paladins,
Beauclair.
right?
We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Now
a
listen
surprise I can
close.
watch
Managed to
the
learn where the
latest
blackmailers
Paladin
are.
anime.
They're based at Duntine Castle.
I would
That's
have
splendid
like,
news.
ah shit, another
If they are
Paladin
there,
again.
Renner must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detlef. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It
You
took
keep
you long
judging
enough.
everyone in
Contrary to what
animes.
common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy
The
as
elf
it
is
might
dressed
seem.
like a lady.
Especially a wine to be served to
Will's a
2
little
exquisite
bitch.
ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all
Do you
the more
even
that I
like
shan't
one
finish
character?
the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
What's the name? What's the name? Completely forgot the name. There's Paladin in the name on Crunchyroll.
You have exceptional friends.
Yes, faraway
This
Paladin.
Detlef, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much.
It's
But
another
I've a good
Isekai.
sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic
Furry
stroll.
Paladins
I wish to make certain
start
you
of
know what you
story
are to do.
is that
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my
someone...
guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count
I don't
Delacroix'
think we ever
mill.
see his previous life.
It stands along the Saône
Reincarnates,
River, near the Cockatrice Inn.
as
Captain
a
Delatour and his
baby
men will
in
await you
another
there
world,
at midnight.
and he's
You shall
raised
storm the
by
castle
3
together.
undeads. And like I think starting around episode 3, he starts going away. from his family so he can spread the gospel of his God. Of course, you had to go back to Arifureta. And I need to make a Teo cosplay at some point. It has to be on my list.
Where bellies are pinched so tight, folk don't drink wine. Distilling instead punch from tree bark and old
Hark, Beauclerc! Her most gracious Duchess has hired a witcher to get at the root of these murders. If
enough for two, provided.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
What do you have on offer?
Season 2 is not nearly as good as Season 1 though. I find it kinda sad. I already have way too many cosplays on my list. I need to do that Kitty A one, Evelyn, which should be at the top of my list. I need to finish my Loki inspired outfit. We started talking about a casual cosplay of one of the ninja wives from Demon Slayer. I mean, with whatever I have already at home. So that might be a thing. Forget the name of the one that's been picked for me. But yeah, it was pretty high on my list.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Should probably be fun to do. I just need to buy
And you believe?
a
her most
lot
gracious Duchess has hired a witcher to get
of
at
black
the root
fabric.
of these murders.
But then I have to like paint and embroider all for a kimono and that take forever. It'd be cool though.
Every resident of our fair town is hereby required to aid the witcher.
Ah, come on. Someone here is closer to Tio than I am, if you want to play that game. Tio is the dragon in Arifureta. Yes, reverse Uno card.
We would stomp till we were wrecked
To
and
me, it's the
sweaty.
anime where polyamory is the closest to what it is in real life. Like the romance tropes make sense.
I do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect
Yeah,
to be
sure, in
paid.
harem, but
Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh,
like
yes,
the
I
dynamics
feel my
between the
strength
girls
returning, thanks chiefly to
around
Barnabas
him
Basso's
makes
care.
sense.
Horrible ordeal you endured.
And you
Glad I
never
cut it
really
short.
hear him say
Yes.
anything about
Years of suffering.
the girls not
Then
being
what
allowed
was worse than the hunger?
to be with other men.
Watching my loved ones.
It just
my
doesn't
children
happen.
grow old and die. All my family's long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past. I fear I've nowhere to go.
This is a big house, big estate. You can stay here.
Truly?
Yeah, but
Never
like
infringe so
playful
on your
jealous.
hospitality. Yet,
Yeah,
after all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food that fortifies, nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier. Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables for my dowry. I never went, so they remained
Yeah, still,
unclaimed.
to me it's the
These
closest
baubles are no use
I've
to me
reached
now. But
in
to
the
you,
harem trope
well,
that
perhaps
goes closer
let them be
to
a token
Polier.
of my gratitude. If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies
I've
hidden
seen
in a barrel in
plenty
the cellar. There
where
are several
there's
barrels. You must give
many
each a
girls
knock
and they go
until
like,
you find the
eh,
right one.
it's fine that
Do
you like
just
all of
that.
us.
Thanks.
But they don't make it believable somehow.
You sure you don't feel lonely out here?
I cannot say yet. Too little time has passed since you freed me of my thrall, but somehow, for now at least, I do not feel drawn to the city.
Not
to
touching
others.
a limb.
Visited others' homes as a white.
How
Yes,
now?
but ever at night, when all were asleep, I went in search of spoons.
Remember, you can always change your mind. Decide you've lived here long enough, just say the word.
I'd never wish to seem ungrateful.
And I'd never want you to stay against your will.
I'm gonna take
I'd never expect someone with your past to
Yeah,
feel
nah.
drawn to the kitchen.
Do you fear I will cook in your home as I
Or
brewed as a
slime.
white?
Counting on you having slightly better taste as a
a
human.
witch.
Of that, you can be sure. I loved cooking.
But I
Even
sure
as a child.
ain't touching a limb.
My gran was a true master in the kitchen. Her spit-roasted oaks was famed throughout the land.
Thought you were a lady, owned an estate.
Do you mean to say a woman of my rank should have had a cook? You're right, of course. And I had the best of cooks. But I devised the dishes myself. They only prepared them.
See you later.
Take care, Witcher. And remember,
I need season 2 of
you
that show.
always have warm food awaiting your return.
I'm gonna have a lot of work to do tomorrow. Like, I had a big day today, but tomorrow is gonna be worst. Not a bad thing, but like a very busy thing. because Princess just put in an order, and that's gonna be a lot of work. I said it'd be ready in a week, so I'm gonna have to get to it. And I've already got some stuff in the mail.
Renovations coming along all right?
I am delighted to inform you we have completed our labors. You can now devote your... You must forgive me, my temerity, sir.
So I'm gonna have to wait
with all the work
for
on
stuff to be
Corfo
here,
Bianco
but
completed,
Amazon said to be
and
here
with the estate looking more beautiful
on
than ever,
Saturday, I
it
think.
might be appropriate to commemorate the moment.
Sure, why not?
During the tidying that preceded the renovations, I came across a bottle of Sapramento, the 1250 vintage. I cannot say by what miracle it survived, but it is here. And we've course to open it today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do 2 jokers.
And then he ran straight into the crowd, burning bouquet in hand. All thought it a part of the performance, so they only laughed, even when the decor began to catch fire. It was not until the flames engulfed Baron
I think she's
Mahefkin's
making
beard
gifts for her
that
nieces.
folk began to realize something was amiss and
Because
went
she had
to put
given
out the fires.
some cat ears
Sounds like Monsieur Bolius
to
and
one
Madame Nina threw some
at her
first-rate balls here.
birthday,
It was,
but it ended up being
in
gifted
this
to the
regard,
other one because
Baron
it wasn't the
Rossel
color she
was
wanted.
decidedly more
So she's
reserved.
ordering new
So
ones.
tell me, Barnabas Basil, what's the wine situation like here? Am I gonna
Plus
produce any this
chokers
year?
This year is
and
out,
some
I
hair
fear, sir.
bows.
Last autumn, a fungus destroyed
That's gonna be a
all
nice
the
little
vines.
package.
Baron Rossel had new ones planted, but it will be some time before they start bearing fruit. Assuming that is, the fungus does not reappear.
That'd be bad. This Sapramento got me dreaming. It's amazing.
Isn't it, though? Allow me to top you off, sir. There.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's the smaller ones, like, that you wear with a bell. It's not gonna be a bell, it's gonna be a charm, but like, so they can be a cat. The ones I have on my website, you know. She even chose some charms. I thought she was gonna order just the cat ears and then she's ordering all of that at once and I'm like, ooh, okay, cool. That's gonna be great. I forgot to change my set. Now that I'm done with that quest. Choop, choop. Oops, I didn't want to use gloves. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna have to get some random gloves if I want to put the shoes in. Ah, that's way too early. I have about another half hour to play. My throat was already starting to hurt at the 1 hour mark. Oh, I still have that? This is going on a stand. Oh, I can't put the spade on? This game is sad. Hehehe. Alright, where's the spade? There we go. Should probably sleep just so I can have the buffs. There we go. But yeah, I'm gonna have to be working on chokers tomorrow. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do that on or off camera. It's kind of there in my head. And I was shopping for belt buckles earlier. It got me thinking about a bunch of stuff. But somehow right now, I don't want to buy a 50-piece pack. I just want one unique one. I'm gonna have to shop on a different website. Oh yeah, probably should throw in a save. There you go. Foglets. And one down. And there we go. I'm 45, I think. No, 47. But I'm doing quest at pretty much that level. 49. Oh, I got some more level. This one is at 42, but the main quest is up at 47. So yeah. I have a few contracts too. Smeagol circus notes. I've lost him, my dearest. Someone has stolen him, my darling. My treasure, my spoon. That creature from the Caraberta woods must have been it. All the help, she says, towns about would talk about missing spoons. For much time now, indeed. Since the creature has stolen cutlery for all Beauclair and has not yet been caught by our valiant guard, it means it must be clever. Tricky even. And anyone clever can be swayed by arguments, especially financial ones. So I asked my jeweler, Battenberg, to make me a spoon out of pure gold, which I shall take to the Caraberta woods to find the monster and propose a trade. A spoon of gold for my most precious spoon. Well, the monster's dead. But every time I'm gonna see a spoon in this game, I'm gonna be thinking about that monster. Night night, Amelia! Thank you for joining for a few hours. Not actually 2 hours, but almost 2. I'm glad we got to catch up. It's been a while. Why the heck is there this Douglas here? One's fine, but 3 ganging up on me is a bit much. There's more of them? Geralt, Mama hasn't read Geralt. Yep. That's definitely a lot more accurate. I didn't think I'd ever come back here. rooms.
Might want to look around some. Strange. That's awful pretty. It'll look great in the house.
Gold stick of joy? The fuck is that? Yeah. And Geralt said it would look great in the house. I'm not sure how to take that. Yep. Gold stick of joy. How do I have this many masks? What? This is a set? A set that restores vitality? That's kinda cool. Yeah, agreed. Geralt did say it would look great in the house, so I think I'm gonna go back to the house. Just so I don't accidentally sell it. It's a Dari? Dari? Ah, I can't even say that word. It's worth 100 gold. Yeah, well... Clearly the title is just there to make us
Any night and shout,
laugh.
"The beast!" You'll sell the soiled armor at once.
It's a joystick! Now that makes a lot more sense. We actually have a kitchen now?
I thank you for letting me stay. I cannot remember when last I was this happy.
See you later.
Take care, Witcher.
Yep, we're definitely
And
corrupted.
remember, you always have warm food awaiting your return.
That's a weapon rack too? Should probably go and do something else. Like this one. Let's go hunt something.
White Wolf himself.
Choop, choop, choop. Of course it's the same thing. You expect people to know the difference? You're asking much. Nah, it's fine. I'm probably gonna be on around another 20 minutes or so. Maximum half an hour. I have to be a responsible adult. Even when I don't like to be.
In fact, I wonder if a Witcher pays any taxes at all.
But it's a bit like Skellige. Skellige is definitely not one set place. It's a bit of everything.
No more. Some night.
Sorry, I was just curious about huge greenhouse.
Oh.
Why the heck is there a skeleton in the huge greenhouse?
Master Witcher,
And wine.
here to hunt the beast?
And whatever that is.
Oh.
Why are you using the greenhouse as a storeroom? That's weird. That's the weirdest greenhouse I've ever seen. been a while since I made taken a Witcher contract.
You scared me half to death,
My
Drifter.
high tea is now a cold
What
tea.
do they call you?
Amazing.
What's your crest? Speak!
Geralt of Rivia, crest of the bridge. Hail and well met. Francois Legoff, I presume. Your betrothed sent me. See, you've been gone a while, so you've got
Yeah,
a
my honey lemon tea is
well,
now
indeed,
very,
for-
very cold.
For Grottore is a most fearsome beast. I must prepare properly for battle.
By napping outside the cave for a fortnight.
I have tarried a bit, true, but the delay is done. My word I gave, thus the beast shall die.
Wouldn't happen to need any help, would you?
I don't know. After all, I did swear a solemn oath to...
Deposit the beast's head at your beloved's feet. No mention of you killing it all by yourself, though.
All in all, I suppose you're right. We must fight side by side then. For honor.
Oh, damn it. I have to keep this dude alive.
But I should be the one to lop off its head.
We gotta kill it first. Strange. No sign of Grottore.
Perhaps we should turn back? If there's no beast, there's no beast. Damn shame, but we tried.
Not so fast. Let's take a look around. Impressive. You'd think you were in a winter garden.
The cave is more impressive than the greenhouse.
Cradle filled with children's shoes. Doubt I've ever seen a collection this grotesque.
Oh, hi! I didn't expect a raid at this time. Where's everybody? I'm almost at the end, but I'm doing
Fontanelle's not completely closed.
the Blood and Wine DLC
About a
lately.
year, maybe. Various sundries, some tools. Clear as day now. Tori must have taken brigands' victims. Seems to be off somewhere, probably feeding. Need to lure it.
Very well. To work then. Gods, thy will be done.
Glossary, bestiary. The cursed one. No. I don't think so. Oh, thanks you for the follow. I'm not even sure which one I'm supposed to read. Oh, which? Too fast. Grottore. No. No. I've been doing a silly run with Witcher where I'm basically not allowed any top armor or gloves. I try not to put them on, but some quests force you to put some clothes on. And sometimes I just rage quit after like trying to do the same thing 5 times. That's fine. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Milk oil. Anus. Alright, how do I fight this thing? Drotare. Open like this, a nasty rain caught me while I was out in the woods, so I thought to myself, I had in some hollow, for gods forbid I get soaked through and catch a cold in my age. So I crawled into a cave, and there inside something rose at me. Tore out of there so fast when I dried my coat by the time I got home. Bill's Tale Herbalist. No one knows exactly when the spriggan called Grotari first made its home in the caves at the foot of Mount Gorgon. Spriggans usually prefer its isolated backwoods and rarely make dens at caverns. Yet Grotari seems to have taken a liking to grottos, giving rise to its nickname. The monster was quite well known among local knights, who often talked of it as a potential source of great glory. None were particularly eager to actually engage the monster in combat, however. None, that is, except for the young knight Francois. Sorry if I have a hard time speaking. I've had sore throat for about a month now. So I'm gonna need relic oil and to put it on fire. Nice. Alright. Let's do this thing. Night, Mike. Have a good day tomorrow. I have to try and keep Francois alive though. That's the part I don't like.
What now?
I must have been overpowered compared to this brigand. Guess Francois is still alive. Woohoo!
By my troth, the damned brute was sturdy. I'm grateful, Witcher. You aided me greatly.
How's everyone tonight? What were you watching before stumbling onto my stream?
Why the challenge? Couldn't have gone after something less formidable? A werebub, for instance?
Why? For the beast must match in ferocity the very ardor of my affection, and...
You're blushing, Sir Knight.
Oh, it's my betrothed. The thing is, she champs at the bit to get married when we've not known one another but 2 years. So I vowed to slay.
By the way, I don't only stream gaming, I'm also a crafter, so once in a while I'm gonna be streaming from my workshop. If you throw me a follow, I do anything from chokers, leatherwork, I do cat ears, cat tails, sometimes I do resin work.
High time you returned to Beauclair, brave knight.
Nay, nay. The head of this beast is a trifle, wholly inadequate to express the love I harbor for my betrothed. The world awaits. To honor her, I shall cut down another, more terrible beast.
Take my advice. Grab the damned head and cut the shit.
You're blind to my predicament. Once I return, I will have no recourse. She'll track me to the nearest shrine, while...
Shut up and listen. Crests, scrap metal armor, swooning damsels. All that's nothing to do with hunting monsters, which is work. Damn hard, dangerous, and thankless work that you're just not cut out for. Want to prove your valor? Go back to your betrothed and be honest. Tell her you're not ready to marry.
You do not mince words, Master. In
That's
Tucson,
sound
one might
advice.
demand satisfaction upon trampled ground, for a lesser slight. Yet, there is truth in what you say, I cannot deny. I survived with my life by a hair. It is time.
By a hair?
Time I returned
This
home.
brigand barely touched you. Alright. Well, that's fine. Let's go see if there's something in the cave here. Not much. That boring. Let's see. Here. Here we go. Let's just go and finish that quest. Somehow though, everyone, I'm very happy to see the raid. But because I've had a sore throat, I've been trying not to stream for longer than 2 hours at a time. And I've just about reached the 2 hours. I normally stream around 10 or 11. And since I don't want to lose my voice again to be able to do more streams this week, I really have to cut this short. So if you've liked seeing me walk around with the shirtless Witcher, throw me a follow. Maybe even put the alerts on. And you're gonna be able to see the rest of the Blood and Wine DLC happen in the following weeks. I try to stream something like 3 or 4 times a week, as this is technically my job. Since I haven't been able to sell stuff in convention since the start of COVID.
The Duchess's champion.
But it's fine, we make do.
Don't crowd around.
shall say tittle it all and go hurt sheep.
Hey!
Go. Almost done with the quest.
Got good news, madam.
As do I. Francois has returned. We marry in a week's time. Prenuptial teachings at the temple tomorrow. Dress fitting the next morn, then a tour of the wedding venue. I have never been so happy.
Didn't we just tell Francois not to wed?
Not sure these nuptials are a great idea.
What? I beg your pardon?
Young Master Legoff. Well, he wasn't exactly raring to get hitched. Seems to me you two should be...
Well, I never. The nerve! Not another word. Take your coin. Leave us be.
Yeah, some people just don't want to listen. I guess that's accurate with real life. Alright, like I was saying, I've been trying not to stream for more than 2 hours at a time because I have sore throat. I have something like tonsillitis last week or the week before, and it's still showing, and I don't want to lose my voice. So I have to cut this stream short. If you want to catch me again, I normally stream around 10 or 11, and I write it on my Discord every time I'm gonna be online. So you can follow the link down below. You can also draw a follow, put on some alerts if you want to. And I'm gonna be here finishing this story with you on some other nights. Thank you for dropping by. Thanks a lot for the raid. Have a good night.